Nashville mayor believes that the bomber was attacking the At&T building in downtown Nashville.
Pascal.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Pascal, back at it again with another pop-up video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, The Pascal Show. One word, hit that like button down below, and don't forget to crush that subscribe button if this is your first time checking out this channel right here. Anyway, we got to jump into this. As we already know, Christmas Day, Christmas morning, we all woke up to some devastating news in regards to the bombing that happened in downtown Nashville. And of course, they've been doing a crazy amount of deep dive. They've been investigating into this, trying to find out what was the reason behind this bombing, and also who it was. Who was the person who did it, and finding all the details circling around this recent bombing that happened in downtown Nashville. Now, the thing is that there has been talks. There's been speculations of who the person is. They have said that on Sunday, the police have confirmed that Anthony Quinn Warner, age 63, is a person of interest due to this explosion. And they believe that he had died in the RV that blew up outside of the Nashville's At&T building. And of course, you know, things are starting to develop slowly but surely. You know what I'm saying? Everything's alleged. They don't have everything confirmed yet. There hasn't been a manifesto or anything of that sort. There hasn't been a letter that anybody dropped off or left off or anything. But they have been saying that this gentleman, Anthony Quinn Warner, is the one who did everything and is the alleged culprit behind this whole bombing, this devastating bombing that happened. Now, the thing is that they said police on Sunday confirmed that Anthony Quinn Warner, 63, is a person of interest in the investigation launched when the RV exploded outside Nashville's At&T building on Friday morning, leaving 3 people injured and dozens of structures damaged. At a press conference, police officers described how the RV, which was covered in cameras, played an ominous warning about the impending explosion, and the song Downtown by Petula Clark in the minutes before the blast went off. Now, that's new. I didn't know that there was a song playing. I didn't know that they were playing a song. That is very interesting. That is very, very interesting. And of course, we all have seen the footage from multiple angles, street cams, security cams, you name it, of showing moments before and moments after the explosion that happened in downtown Nashville. And one of the things that was very interesting was that creepy, the creepy voice, the recording that was playing for 15 minutes, if I'm correct. It happened like 15 minutes before the actual blast, basically saying, if you can hear this voice, please vacate the premises. Please find shelter, stuff like that. And then, of course, the bomb went off. But they said that the explosion is thought to have been a result of a suicide bombing after it was revealed that human remains had been recovered at the scene, and officials said that they were not looking for another suspect. So whoever was in that car is the one and only. It is the one and only. The mayor, of course, John Cooper, on Sunday said he suspects that the At&T transmissions tower was targeted in the attack. It's a very interesting thing, because we all know that there's been those theories for the past year. We have been talking about those conspiracy theories surrounding 5G and how they say that it has bad effects on the human body. Some people were saying that it was something that was transmitting and causing people to get sick, getting the coronavirus, etc. I mean, these are all conspiracy theories. Nothing's been confirmed or anything of that sort. But there have been a lot of people that are very, very paranoid about this 5G tower, these 5G towers that are being erected all over the country, all over the world too. So they say that FBI was digging into claims that Warner was paranoid about the idea that Americans had been spied on using 5G, which would explain the location of the explosion on 2nd Avenue North. One business owner on that street said he spotted a similar looking RV parked in the area multiple times in the past few weeks, suggesting that Warner may have staked out the site of the attack. Which, yeah, I mean, of course, if you're gonna do something like this, obviously you're gonna want to pull up, find out where the spot is, where the sweet spot is before you set something like that off. And I think also on top of that, he was probably looking at the whole situation, trying to see what he could and could not do, how many people were down there, how many casualties he would be taking if he was down there. I mean, if Warner was the actual guy who did this, because obviously this is a person of interest, this is all alleged. Obviously, a lot of signs are pointing towards him, but at the same time, y'all, like, we don't know for sure. You know what I'm saying? Until we have all the pieces of evidence, we can't really automatically just say it was Warner's fault. But I mean, of course, part of me wants to just go, it was Warner. But at the same time, moving on from that, a lot of people would want to look these things up, see what he had to do with it, especially when, so many people. There have been a couple people that were injured, but at the same time, he obviously, if it is Warner, if the allegedly accused culprit here is Warner did his homework. He most definitely did his homework. I mean, he was looking things up. He staked the place out. He obviously picked Christmas Day to do this, when he probably assumed from doing his research that this would not be a heavily populated day, when nobody would be there, where he was just like, hey, I want to take out, if AT&T is the one that he wanted to take out, he was like, I want to take out AT&T, not people. So let me do December 25th, when I know that most people are going to be home and not at their businesses. It's going to be the least busiest day. It'll be a ghost town. So, of course, he's sitting there and looking those things up. And thank God he did. Because the thing is that less people were injured, less people died, or less people were injured from this blast. From my understanding, the only person that has died from this blast is the person that was in the RV, because now it has been ruled out as a suicide bombing. Now, moving on, they say that the FBI agents raided Warner's home on Bakertown Road in Antioch on Sunday morning. Several neighbors described Warner as an oddball and said they'd seen an RV parked outside the home, which matched the one used in the attack. So, of course, there's a lot of security cam footage. There's a lot of stills that were captured from that, showing the RV pulling up to the area before the actual initial blast. But then there's also footage and photos showing an RV that looked exactly like the RV that was part of this explosion in the backyard of Warner's home. So there's a lot of possibilities here. Let's just rule those ideas out. Here it is. He could have been the one who got in the car and drove off and ignited the bomb. But then there's the other idea. What if somebody just found the RV and stole it? There's a possibility of that as well too. Not sitting here saying that is the answer to it all, but there is a good possibility that somebody may have stolen it. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing that would debunk everything right here, which is very interesting. Daily Mail revealed that the $160,000 home that he had been transferred for free to a 29-year-old woman named Michelle Swing on November 25th. But she claims she was unaware of the exchange. So you got somebody who clearly was planning his things out. Clearly. He's sitting there going, all right, well, I'm not going to need this home here in about a month. Maybe I should give it to somebody before I leave this planet. I mean, think about it. So, I mean, a lot of roads, a lot of signs and roads are just pointing towards this man, saying that, yeah, he most definitely did this. All these things that are going on. All these things, given the fact that he had his own paranoias about 5G and all that, it would make you automatically think and assume that this gentleman, Warner, is the man who did it. He is no longer around. They raided his home. There was no one to be found. He wasn't there. The RVs in the back was in photos in the backyard of his crib. And then when they go to his crib to look at the backyard, that RV is gone. It looks identical to the stills, to the footage that they saw of the RV. The RV that was in the backyard, it looks identical to the one that's in all the security cameras and all that. He had a history of being paranoid, especially in regards to the 5G. He already had a grudge against the 5G, saying that people are being spied on. The explosion happens. The RV and Warner are now nowhere to be found. Kind of weird, don't you think? Warner was a subcontractor who had done IT work for years for this gentleman named Steve Friedrich. He claimed agents asked him about whether Warner had spoken about 5G in the past, but he said no. And this is what he said in a quote: "Nice guy, you know, he was a techie guy. Don't mean anything negative about that. He would just do his thing and leave. He didn't bother anybody. He did his thing and leave." This is what Friedrich said. So, I mean, you know, that's interesting. They said that Warner seemed very personable to us. This is quite out of character, I think. So it's very interesting because you got people who are sitting there saying he was an oddball. Now, I'm going to say this, though, too. It's very easy for somebody to sit there and go, oh, yeah, you know, he was an oddball. He's always been an oddball. Definitely. When something catastrophic happens, you quickly are going to go, oh, I knew he was weird from the day I met him, right? But maybe when you first met him, you're going, he seems like a nice guy. He's a cool guy. That's nice. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, you don't know. You don't know who this person is until they do something, right? Now, they're saying that he was described as an oddball, as like we've already said, by his neighbors. But the thing is also he had been previously arrested in January of 1978. He was found guilty on an unspecified felony charge in 1980. That's very interesting, too. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, a lot of these things are still being in development. You know, there's a lot of things that people are still piecing together. Obviously, you're hearing things from neighbors. You're hearing things from his past employers, etc. But we won't fully, truly know everything about Warner until we either hear it from Warner's own lips, or if he left a note, if he left a manifesto or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It seems like all roads lead towards Warner being the man, being the culprit, being the guilty one, the one with the blood on his hands. From just everything that's being said right now. Another thing that I found very interesting is from this quote from a neighbor. Interesting. So another piece that I found very interesting is this part about this other gentleman named Tony Rodriguez. Tony Rodriguez lives in the second home within the duplex that agents raided on Saturday, but told the Washington Post that he never spoke to his neighbor and did not know his name. He alleged that Warner kept a no trespassing sign around the house, especially around the RV, and was often seen tinkering with an antenna above the house. Rodriguez also claimed that that investigators had taken a computer motherboard from Warner's house during the search. See, I just think that there's just so many eyewitnesses and so many pieces of information here that just, to me, seems like all roads are just leading to Warner and saying that he's the one who has done it. Obviously, where's Warner? You know what I'm saying? Where's Warner at? If he is not the man who did it, where he at then? There would be some way. There would be some either paper trail, something. There'd be security cam footage, something showing him either getting on a plane and taking off. Maybe he was a part of it, but he wasn't the one in the RV. There'd be all kinds of things. There'd be ways to find out if he's still alive and still on this planet. And of course, I'm assuming that they're going to be doing their work in regards to, I mean, if they are able to even find anything in that explosion that they can use to maybe track to show that he's still alive, or to show that he's the one in the car. Now, I know an explosion is very, very tough, but I don't know. Maybe there's something out there. He's been arrested before. Maybe they have some stuff from him. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it just seems so weird to me that one moment he's here, the next moment he's gone. He's disappeared and his RV is gone too. Put two and two together. I don't think he went on a fishing trip. You know what I'm saying? On Christmas? I don't know. Just seems a little weird to me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is a very interesting story. Obviously, things are going to continue to develop. They're saying that because of 5G, because of 5G, AT&T and their 5G towers that they're building and erecting all over the country, all over the world. Anthony Quinn Warner had a huge problem with that. And that could have been the motivation behind him allegedly wanting to bomb and destroy the AT&T building. Anyway, we're going to find out. We're going to talk about it more as the news develops and all that, because this is still breaking news. This is still fresh and new, and we're all still trying to figure this out. And we don't know if Anthony Quinn Warner is actually the person that's in the RV. He could have had a teammate. He could have had anything. Now, they're only saying that he's the one person of interest and there's nobody else. But you never know, man. You never know. He could have had a Robin to his Batman. You never, ever know. But anyway, comment down below. Let me know what you think in regards to this whole situation. This is a very interesting one. And obviously, the story is going to be developing more and more as the days go on, as the hours go on. So comment down below and let me know what you think about everything. Join my Discord. Don't forget to do that. The link is down below. Crush that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.